Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my Excel Essentials series. If you've been following along, you'll know that we've covered the basics of Excel formulas and functions in previous videos. Today, we're going to dive into basic logical functions. Logical functions are all about making Excel respond to specific conditions. Think of them as your if this, then that commands. They allow us to test data, check if the data meets certain criteria, and perform actions based on the test. We will look at four logical functions: if, and, or, and not. Let's start with the if function. The if function is one of the most commonly used logical functions in Excel. It allows us to test a condition and return one value if the condition is true and another value if it is false. Here's a simple sales table. We want to mark whether each person has met their sales target. We could use an if function to check if the sales amount is greater than or equal to the target. Here we have the sales amount in column B and the target in column C. To use the if function, we say equal to if, open your bracket, click on the sales amount that refers to a particular salesperson, and we say it should be greater than or equal to the sales target. If it is true, we want it to write target met. Otherwise, it should say target not met. So once we drag that down, see, we can already see. So once we drag that down, it fills up. In this case, if the value in cell B2 is greater than or equal to 10,000, as in this case, the value in cell B3, we'll say that the target is met. Otherwise, the target is not met, as in cell D4 and D6. Let's take a look at the AND function. The AND function is used when we want to test multiple conditions at once. The AND function returns true only if all the conditions we specify are true. If any one of the conditions is false, the result is false. Here's an example. Let us say that we want to check if a student has passed both of their exams, exam 1 and exam 2. We have exam 1 score for 5 students on cell B31 to 35, and exam score for exam and the score for exam 2 in column C. Okay, the pass mark here will be 50%. So to use the AND, let's see if they passed both exams. We'll say equal to and we open a bracket. We want the first score, which is in cell B31, to be greater than 50, and also that the score in cell C31 in this case should be greater than 50. And then we can also draw that down. If both the values in cell B31 and C31 are greater than or equal to 50, then we have a true, as in this case. If either one of them is less than 50, it will return a false, as we see in cells D32, D34, in cells D32 and D34. In cell 50, where the student scored both 50 in the two, it's giving us a false because we didn't say that it should be equal to or greater than 50. Okay, so now let's correct that and say, let's go back and correct that to say we want it to be greater than or equal to 50 in both cases. Okay, so whoever gets 50 pass mark has also passed, and where you get at least 50 in the two, it returns a true, as we can see, and we have corrected for cell D35. Now, the AND function can also be used with the if function. This is used when we want to create more complex logic. It allows us to make decisions based on multiple criteria. So we're not just saying that it should check whether the scores are greater than 50, but we're also saying that it should give us whether it's a pass or a fail. So we call both the if and the and function, and we say where the first exam score is greater than or equal to 50, the second exam score is greater than or equal to 50, and we also want you to tell us whether the person passed or the person failed. So we come here and we write pass, otherwise the person failed. So we can see that 3 people passed. Now let's talk about the or function. Unlike and, where all conditions must be true, or returns true if at least one of the conditions is true. If all conditions are false, then the result is false. Here's an example again of the student scores. Let us say that we want to give a reward if a student passes either of two exams. So we're using the or function and we say equal to or the first exam score, in this case cell B52, is greater than or equal to 50, and the second exam score, in this case cell C56, is greater than or equal to 50. In this case, if either of the two scores is greater than or equal to 50, all will return a true. So if a student passes either one of the exams, they will get the reward. We can also combine or with if to allow us handle scenarios where any one condition should trigger an action. Now you see that in this case, this is different from the AND function. In the place of the AND, the if and, we had because Alice didn't score, didn't pass the two. So when you use and, it's seen that she failed. But when you use the if or function, because she got one above one of the scores above 50, it's given a pass. Okay. Lastly, we have the not function. Not reverses the logic of any condition. If a condition is true, not makes it false. And if a condition is false, not makes it true. For example, let's say that we want to highlight a student who did not pass either exam. We can use not. Let us recall the AND function here, and then we can show the relationship. Now, so we use the not with the AND function. And to call the not function, we say not and the first exam score for the first student should be greater than or equal to 50, and the second exam score also for the first student should be greater than or equal to 50. Now that's the thing with the not function that gives us the reverse of the and function. So again, not reverses the result of the and function. If both conditions are true, and would return true, but not will make it false. This way, you can use not to catch all the cases where a condition is not met. It's a great way to highlight exceptions or things that shouldn't happen, or errors, such as identifying students who did not meet the expected criteria, as in this case. To wrap up, we've learned about four essential logical functions in Excel: if, and, or, and not. These functions are extremely versatile and will help us automate decision-making processes in our worksheets. As always, I encourage us to practice using these functions and experiment with them in our own projects. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes of the Excel Essentials series. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll be happy to help. See you next week.